You know where the danger is.
I think it goes without saying that everyone's worst rotation is
Obs.
Like literally your whole 24 hours you are just consumed in schoolwork. Mind you, you have other modules. Yes, you are in the obstetrics rotation, but you still have to attend all your other classes. You still have lab reports to write. You still have quizzes and whatnot.
But you have to find a way to find out how the rotation works. How does it function? In PITS, what do you need more to do?
Even with like attendance, we are supposed to be 8 in the ward. The moment we are like 6 or 7, people are not even saying, oh, at least 6 of them are here. No.
They don't come.
They decided not to come. They're doing what they want.
Hey there, beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome home. If you're new here, welcome. Well, as you can see by the title of the video, today we'll be getting into our experiences as third year medical students. This will involve a series of questions that will be answered by the few people that are with me here. And before we start, I would just like everybody to introduce themselves.
Hi guys, my name is Henriette Paulus.
Hi, I'm Hilia.
Hi guys, I'm Margaret.
Hi, I'm Tamara.
Hi guys, I'm Hiskia, but I go by Chaps.
Hi guys, I'm Joshua.
Heinrich Linagela.
Without wasting any time, I would like to start with a statement. Okay, so the statement is, School of Medicine is easy.
Not even.
You know where the danger is.
At this school. Run away.
School is anything but easy.
I believe you can say maybe enjoyable, but not easy.
That's a very debatable topic.
That's a stretch.
The easiest part was getting in.
That was hard.
That was hard.
So some of us had to bunch in here. Now I wish we never
The
came
easiest
in.
part about School of Medicine was getting in.
Truly.
But it depends on how you define easy also.
There are moments where you can cope, but even the effort you have to put in to cope is not like easy.
The next question, how has the experience been thus far as a third year medical student?
If I survive third year, I'll survive med school.
I think there is even a stereotype amongst the med students that third year is called the baptism. So you're finishing third year is like, you can go practice. It's that hectic.
Okay, for me, the experience thus far has built my character a lot, and it has really challenged me because it has just taken me like further with like my character as a person, my perseverance, my resilience. Just takes you so much further because you are forced to like really show up for your academics because it's do or die, and sometimes you really think you can't do it. Sometimes you think the effort that you are putting in is not gonna get you through, but sometimes you really surprise yourself. So yeah, it just builds your character.
Okay, so the next question is your worst rotation and why?
Ops.
I think it goes without saying that everyone's worst rotation is
Obs.
No, but
like,
for me, it's pediatrics.
Okay, why?
It's pediatrics. Yeah.
Unpopular opinion for me was surgery.
PITS was really
Okay, let's start with the PIDS. Why PIDS? Why was it the worst?
PITS, like when we were in PITS, this whole thing came up. Like for us, we started with surgery and then we went to ops, and then when it came to PITS, this whole thing came up of absconding. So like, people don't care about you. Like at the hospital, they don't care about you. Nobody cares about you showing up. Nobody will ask where are you, attendance and stuff like that. And then at the end of the rotation, you end up like with a book without even signatures, and it's just so hectic and like really Pits
is a silent killer.
It's a silent killer.
Yeah.
Like people don't complain about it, but when
Yeah.
it comes to I think the evaluations and stuff like that, it will really kill you.
Okay, and then someone mentioned obs.
Obs.
Please get into that. Please get into that.
I think obs was hard for me. It was our first rotation. Coming to second term, you don't have any proper hospital experience when we came from the placements around the countries, but those ones were like chill. And then when we come, we're thrown into obs, which was labor intensive. Right? We come into there, we didn't.
Yeah.
How difficult can it be to catch up with you guys? Just catch up with me.
Yeah, but so we came into there, we didn't even know what happens in the hospital, who to go to, and then we hear that no, obs is the one where you have to fight for deliveries, where you have to do all these things, and you didn't even know how to even talk to a patient properly. Now being exposed to all of that, and the weeks are flying, and your logbook is empty, and we had calls for the first time, and those calls were about 12 hours long. All of that, I was hectic. It's do or die. And if you don't do it, you die. Spit you out.
That's true.
So I think I finished ops tired. Luckily, you finish ops and go into PEDS. So that was like a rest. I missed out on a lot of things that I used to enjoy doing because I was in ops. But then I got them back when I went to PEDS. Ops was hard.
It's a very demanding, draining rotation. It's the only rotation that had calls. It's the only rotation where the logbook was just like there were so many things to do. It's that one rotation where this week you are in this department, next week you are in that department, and it's like you are in one department and then you have to learn what happens in this department within a week's time, and then you have a call. Like imagine you reported to the hospital at 8 a.m. You are there until 12 o'clock, and then you have like 30 minutes break, and then you come for your next class, and then that class ends at like 5:30 or 4:30, and then you have like an hour to rest, and you have to be back at the hospital from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. the next day, 6 a.m. and then you have 2 hours because at 8 you have to be at the hospital again.
I remember I was once in the hospital.
Morning meeting.
So just imagine, like literally your whole 24 hours you are just consumed in schoolwork. Mind you, you have other modules. Yes, you are in the obstetrics rotation, but you still have to attend all your other classes. You still have lab reports to write. You still have quizzes and whatnot.
Tests going on.
It's a
I
draining
remember
rotation.
I was once in the hospital for 18 hours in the evening up until 12 the next day.
That was us now. That was us because it
Yeah.
was compulsory.
Yeah.
For us, it was
Catching
compulsory
babies.
to. I might even start crying right now.
Just before we move on, adding on to obs, right? If perhaps you are second year going into third year, if you find yourself in obs, and you have this logbook, there are deliveries that you need to get, and there are also observations that you need to have in addition to the deliveries. Now, what most people did, not everybody though, but what some people did is they waited for their observation deliveries to finish before they could start catching the babies, right? And some people did that also because it's the first time that we are delivering. Some people were scared, man. And I feel like that kind of put a lot of people behind with their logbooks. And if you are behind with your logbook, that means you'll have to go to the hospital extra days or extra nights for you to try to find a baby to deliver. And the competition there at the hospital, it's hard because you also have nursing students who have their logbooks that need to be signed and all that. And student interns as well. So and interns as well. So basically it's advisable that don't be scared. Don't be scared. Use the nurses that are there. They are really helpful. If you don't know something,
Some are really helpful.
some are really helpful. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Ask the nurses to help you. Start already with your deliveries, because at the end of the day you'll be put behind with studying for your end of rotation test, and obstetrics end of rotation test isn't always, easy for all the groups. Yeah, that's what I would say.
I would also like to add something. If you're in obs, don't play yourself. Also, like PITS somehow, like they don't care about you. So you don't go to the hospital as much as you would in other rotations. So don't play yourself. Go if you need to.
And also just don't drain yourself that much. I mean, even if it's compulsory to attend a morning meeting, you can abscond. Like you are tired, get rest. Because that fatigue, you carry it until the last week when you need to study for your end of rotation, and
That's true.
So like some people concentrate way too much on just the delivery. Like, and the logbook has so many components. They're like C-sections, they're like PVs, they're like so many other things you need to do, and you only concentrate on your delivery.
We don't do the C-section.
No, we just observe the C-section. So like, also when like on days when the deliveries are not a lot or you cannot find, do other things, because like your logbook, it's like a collective. And like if it's not complete, it might hurt you back.
And also be friends with the sisters. Like even those nursing students, students, they will help you a lot. Don't be like, no, I'm a medical student. Go to them, they'll teach you PVs, what. And also the sisters themselves.
All I can say for the obs rotation is logbook.
And study also.
Don't
forget to study.
I wanted to say be strategic, and it goes hand in hand with what Hiskia said, that like there's more to the logbook than just deliveries, but also there's more to obs than just the logbook. The nice thing about obstetrics is that everything carries the same weight. So don't just focus too much on the hospital and you don't even know your knowledge, because you're going to write a quiz and then you don't know anything. And the case write-ups, for me personally, those case write-ups came through for me. Be strategic. I don't know if this is right to say, but you'll understand when you get there. But know who to give your case write-ups to. Ask people like that way in the if you're not the starting group, ask people for their case write-ups. Ask 2 people and then you compare what this one doesn't have, add it, because there by the case write-ups I've noticed that the lecturers, the doctors, they mark accordingly. From my experience, they really mark. There was literally one of my case write-ups that I did really well, where the doctor was like, no, everything is there. So if you didn't do that well in your logbook, then at least your case write-ups are there to make up. If the end of rotation test didn't go well for you, then at least but the logbook is the most important, because if you fail the logbook, then you fail the whole rotation. But be strategic.
And if you do want more information or a separate video where we get to break down the different clinical modules and what consists of them, how they assess, so that you already know from the beginning before getting there, please do comment down below and we'll do just that for you. But let's move on to the next question. Okay, the next question is, just in short, your favorite rotation and why? Just in short.
Sure. My favorite rotation, it has to be between surgery and peds. I loved surgery because when we went to Katutura, when we went to 3B, like they involved us a lot in their ward rounds and like things to do in the hospital, whereas in other rotations you literally have to fight to join the ward rounds or to be involved or to feel as if you actually matter. So I loved 3B at Katutura for surgery. And for pediatrics, mine are like peds and surgery. I like peds because it was very chilled. I was coming from obs and gynae that almost took me out, and then I'm going to peds where it's kind of like very chilled. The babies are there, although they are sick, you still get some that are that are happy and that you get to play with and stuff. So I'd say surgery and peds were my favorite rotations.
For me, I would say my 2 favorite rotations I think surgery and ops. Surgery mainly because the stuff really involve you and they will like teach you like valuable stuff. So like that was like really nice. But for ops, I like it because of its practical aspect. Like you get to do things like it's hand-on. You go there. It's not just about theory. You get the practical experience. You deliver babies. You do the theories. It's really just like you.
I would think about surgery still. Okay.
Now, why did I just say
Okay. Yeah. Like I mean, ops is like very practical. So like if you enjoy like being hands-on, you'll really enjoy ops because you get to deliver. Even like, but it's very messy. Like I remember my first delivery. Like I wasn't wearing an apron. And then the membrane ruptured, and then like it spilled on my scrap. So it was like messy, but yeah.
So the next question is, what do you consider to be the best highlight of third year?
My highlight of third year was definitely COPES, without a doubt. COPES is a 1 month module. It's basically the first clinical experience that we have. You can go to any district hospital in the country. The school kind of gives you like a little fee, to cover for some expenses, and like there's no pressure. There's literally not that much of an expectation of what you have to do. There's like a logbook of some sort of like things and procedures that we need to do, but compared to like the rotations that we had, it wasn't that deep. COPES was relaxing. You get to choose which town you go to, and COPES was my favorite. I felt like I was on holiday and then still doing what I loved. Like for the first time, like it wasn't so dreadful, or like it was really compared to the rotations that we had here in Windhoek. COPES it really made me feel like I'm doing what I love. I belong in medicine, and this is where I want to be.
So COPES is this module whereby we are expected to like have a community-based approach, community-based practicing of our medicine degree. Yes, basically in the hospital or in the community as well. This helps us like to acquire clinical skills whereby we can interact with people like on a day-to-day basis and at a community level as well. It's basically about community medicine.
Moving on to the next question, what tips would you give to a second year who is headed into third year?
Be strong.
Work hard.
I think
Wait.
okay, for me, personally what I think like you like one tip that I would really like find helpful is teamwork. Like in third year, this is where teamwork comes in clutch. Like with everything, you need to have teamwork. I'm telling you, it will pay off. If you are working alone,
teamwork is the dream work.
Makes the dream work.
Makes the dream work.
I can add on to that. It's just having a senior to give you advice before you enter any rotation, or asking help from people who just finished that rotation. For example, with ops, one of the seniors helped me a lot with strategizing. I had this little book where I put the whole logbook in it with a box, and then I tick off every procedure I did. I don't know, that helped with some sort of dopamine effect. Every time I did something, I'll cross it out, and that helped. So having a senior to guide you through everything, like if you go in alone, you will die. You
don't want to do it alone.
You can't do it alone.
You can't do it alone.
The doctors that you see, they didn't do it alone.
Yeah, that's true.
Like if you just hear strategize, a mechanism of every rotation or every module works, or like it functions differently. For you have to figure, especially for the first groups, that's the tough part, because no one in your close circle knows what's going on. But you have to find a way to find out how the rotation works. How does it function? In PITS, what do you need more to do? You need your cases, you need to present, and you need to be there with your attendance. In surgery, you need to listen, you need to acquire knowledge, you need to learn more. With ops, you need to like hands-on practice. So you need to figure out like what I need to do here so that I can like use like less energy and stuff, so I cannot burn out. Find out from your seniors, find out from the doctors inside, from the nurses, from anyone. Don't just try to like, you know, I've been here, I'm trying, I'm gonna work on my own. You'll crash my life.
And also how you take things, like don't enter things with a negative mindset. Just because you're going into ops, you're already saying no, you're already drained while you didn't even start. At least try before you.
That's true.
Yeah.
And also don't take anything personal.
Yeah.
Those sisters will shout at you. They will tell you go back to first year things. But don't take it. Yeah. Just leave everything in the hospital. When you come here, you start afresh again. You go back tomorrow. You smile at them. You give them sweets if you have to.
I think in ops, suck up.
Guys, you have to give sweets to the sister. This
You swallow your pride.
Thank you, sister. You are so right.
Shame, you guys went through it.
You didn't
Then you have to.
No, but I did something like it.
Because you guys are like, hey,
No,
let me not
it's
go
not
there.
like, it's not like that, but like I feel like with the sisters, you just need to have like a good relationship.
Also,
like the sweets help.
No, I think I saw something. I think us guys, we didn't suffer as much as girls.
Yes.
For some reason, guys had it easy with this stuff.
Yeah.
At least the cute guys.
Yeah.
So if you're in ops, be a cute guy.
I can also add just shortly. I think, for example, in surgery, Iskia said it that surgery is really knowledge based, and when working together just means if you have resources and perhaps you have to talk about something the next day, it won't make sense for you to know the knowledge alone. Then you'll be shining alone. It looks very bad when you're the only one that actually knows everything. Or when the whole team knows everything. Or when, even
The consultants would love it.
Like what Heinrich said, you know the saying that says like every team is only as strong as its weakest link. Guys, one thing about the hospital or like the hospital staff, people will focus on the negatives. Even with like attendance, we are supposed to be 8 in the ward. The moment we are like 6 or 7, people are not even saying, oh, at least 6 of them are here. No.
They don't come.
They decided
don't
not to come. They're doing what they want. Even if you guys know the knowledge, and then doctors have this thing of they ask one person the question, and that person can't answer it, and you are there and you know the answer, it's gonna be a thing of they don't even know what. So don't try to be that one that's shining.
Doesn't work.
It's not. They're gonna say 3rd years. They're not gonna say, oh yeah, but Henriette knew.
And your team will carry you through your rotation. Stay with your team.
Stay with them.
Okay, the second last question is advice you would give to somebody that is considering doing medicine. Just in short.
Just follow your heart.
I don't know what to say. Like what to say to someone who wants to come here.
Yeah.
Whether to advise them to come or not, but just follow your heart. If you wanna be here, it's good. But if you don't enjoy medicine, it will spit you out. Like
But how will they know?
You won't know.
Okay, can I say?
Yes.
I will say be sure. Ne? Be really sure that this is what you want, and you're not doing it because oh it looks good, oh I want to be called a doctor, oh no I got 52 points, oh no I was the smartest at my school. Like be sure that this is it. But then again, when you get here and you realize that this is not what you wanted, don't be scared to leave, because studying medicine, like this is one of the courses that takes the longest time to study, and just because it's 6 years doesn't mean you're going to finish in 6 years there. And the worst thing is for you to be here, you don't even want to do this, and you're not even enjoying it, then you're wasting 6 years of your life. So be sure, and like the moment you have any doubts, I mean not just the slightest of doubts, but like if you're really not enjoying it, if it becomes like you're no longer passionate about it, you can start over again. There was literally there's actually a girl that I schooled with in high school, and then she left medicine in 4th year, at the end of 4th year,
and she was like, she feels so fulfilled because she's finally happy for the first time in her life. And this was a very smart person. Like she was one of the smartest people in her year. Even when we were in high school, I remember her average was like 98%. She was extremely smart. So it wasn't even about, oh, I'm failing. No, yeah, because your career becomes your life. So if you're not enjoying it, if you're scared, like if you're no longer enjoying medicine, if the idea of medicine doesn't really thrill you, don't do it. But also, don't doubt yourself. Like, you are more than capable. If you are really passionate about it and you are really sure that this is what you want to do, don't let us scare you. Medicine is not easy. Nothing is easy. Don't think if you're going to do accounting, it's going to be easy. The thing that makes medicine hard is not just the academic aspect. The thing that makes engineering hard is not the maths. It's not what you think. So that's why you really have to be in it for it.
With your heart.
With your whole heart.
That's why, like, for someone who's considering any course or anything, research, like, find out what really happens. Don't base your entire like passion or knowledge from Grey's Anatomy or something like that. Like, know what happens in our setting, know what happens at the school level and at the hospital level. How like, find out from people who are there. There are like so many, like the SRCs of this campus will try to help prospective students figuring out what will happen. Figure out like, okay, when I go there, this is what happens during the 6 years, and then what will happen after this. Like, know ahead of time what happened in that career, because it's like, you know, you apply for medicine, you apply for law, and then at the end of the day you are miserable. So just research.
I think I also have a short advice. If you do meet the criteria, the academics part of it, and you're considering doing medicine, I don't think it would hurt to actually go to the hospitals and shadow a doctor, or even ask them. I think doctors are very kind, at least depending where you are. Maybe not in maybe you can't do that, but any other hospital, you can ask to shadow them, and then you find out what they do, how it is like, what they see, even a date, and then you can decide from there.
So unfortunately, we have come to the end of this segment. Thank you so much for tuning in, and once again, if you haven't subscribed, please do press that button, as well as the notification.
Subscribe, comment.
Yes.
Share the video.
And do share the video. Please share it to a first year, a second year, to somebody that has already done. Share it to prospective students. Share it to anybody. Share it to everybody, basically.
Even
Share
to
with
our
my
parents. They know what we are going through.
Yes. Share it to your parents, guys. The parents.
So they stop having those expectations.